Ladies and gentlemen, last of the class, a gentleman with an accent as pronounced or more than mine. Welcome, Bernie Donnelly. Let them hear it, Bernie. Are we all happy? I'll soon put a stop to that. Hello, hello, hello. I'm Bernie, and I'm from Alabama. And I'm black. Hey, Les, I thought you said this was an intelligent audience, huh? I left Ireland 8 years ago to get here. It was a damn slow plane. I remember thinking it was so slow that the stewardess who checked me in, I said she looked very like my young daughter. By the time we landed, she was the spitting image of my granny. She came down and she says, "Do you want dinner?" I said, "Great, what are my choices?" She says, "Yes or no." There's a couple of things happened just before I left Ireland. You may not have read about it, but it was 8 years ago. But there was a terrible murder case. They found the head of a woman on the beaches in County Cork, beautiful County Cork. So the sergeant said to the detective, "You know, I think that's Murphy's wife." Well, they brought Murphy down, and the detective says, "Murphy, is this your wife?" "No, it couldn't be. She's not that tall." One night only, please. One night. The other thing that happened before I left, I had to, my pet goldfish, I said I better get it checked out before I put it in the suitcase. So I said to the vet, "I think my goldfish is suffering from epilepsy." And he looked and he says, "No, it looks fine to me." I said, "I haven't taken him out of the bowl yet." Needs a bit of work, that one. Pause for laughter. Les told me that one. He uses it a lot. Anyway, we finally landed in Seattle. We were meant to land in New York. But to be honest, everybody was so delighted to land anywhere. So I made it here from Seattle to the great city of Sarasota. It was a hell of a walk. And the first thing I wanted to do was try some great American cuisine, and what could be better than the great American hamburger? My God, what would Americans do without their great American hamburger? Let me think. Well, they could learn to walk instead of waddle. And I know an awful lot of men would see it for the first time in many years. They'd be going into the toilet and saying, "Jesus, will you look at that? And it's so small and dirty. How do women..." No, we won't go down there. So anyway, I wanted to try this great game of golf. I love my golf. Does everybody love golf? Yeah, that's three of us. We might be able to make a 4-ball. And so there's a game over here. They don't play golf. They play Gulf after the Gulf of Mexico, because that's where most of the balls end up. Now, I'll give you a few examples. For example, back home in Ireland, we hit the ball down the fairway, and then you go down and you hit it again. But back here, no, that doesn't happen. When you hit the ball, if you miss it, give it another whack. It's called a doomie. I've never heard of that. Or if you miss it again, it's called a mulligan. You can hit it as many times as you want. And if it lands anywhere that's not nice and woolly and green grass and everything else, if it's in a divot, just don't move it. Get your stick there and move it around till you find a nice place. And give it another whack. My personal favorite is that when you end up on the putting green, anything less than 6 foot is a... Gimme! Gimme, gimme, gimme. I can just imagine LeBron James in the basketball finals, 1 second on the clock. That's okay, LeBron, that's a gimme. Or the penalty shootouts of the World Cup and Ronaldo goes up and puts the ball on the penalty spot. That's okay, Ronnie, that's a gimme. But are you sure, lads? It's the World Cup. Ah, not at all. You'd never miss that. Before they start playing the music as in all good Oscar traditions, I wanted to thank my mother for not having the abortion. And I'd also like to thank her for convincing me father that he really was my father. Even though he's as black as the ace of spades. Good night, may your God go with you, and thank you. Oh!
A big hand for Bernie, Joe, Cliff, Quentin, Ryan, and Bill.